Hey everybody. So I just want to let everyone know that before this video starts on my total hip replacement surgery, if anyone is actually interested in seeing the before and after x-ray pictures of the surgery, I'm going to put them at the very end of the video. I didn't really leave myself a place to splice those pictures in the middle of the video. So I do have some pretty good pictures of the before and after of the surgery. So if you want to check that out to see what it actually looks inside after they've done the surgery, go to the end of the video and you'll be able to see that. So anyway, hope you enjoy this video, and everybody out there that may be getting ready to have this type of surgery, a total hip replacement surgery, wish you the best of luck. Mine all turned out just great. So everybody take care, be safe, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, Missouri Clark Life. I'm doing this video as a follow-up to my total hip replacement surgery that I had a year ago. See, the middle of next month will make it exactly a year since I had total hip replacement surgery. About a week after my surgery, I did a video of some of the medical devices that I had at home to help recuperate from the surgery. Some of the things that we actually did inside the house to make the recovery a lot better. Just some of the different little tricks that I was doing to help recover from having the surgery. So recommend, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel for one, and go ahead, for everyone that's been subscribers for a long time that may be looking towards having hip replacement surgery, I recommend going back on our channel and finding that video. I think it was called Anterior Hip Replacement Surgery, My Recovery, My Story, or whatever. And it'll help you with some of the little tricks that I knew, had done a little bit of research on to help through the recovery process of that. And another thing I recommend, if you are at the point where you're going to be having hip replacement surgery and you're going to have time to do your research, by all means do your research. There's tons of video on YouTube on the different procedures of hip replacement surgery, and there's a lot of helpful advice out there. The video I did on my channel, it evidently was pretty popular to several people, because I think it got almost 8,000 views just from that video on my surgery. So again, my surgery was the anterior approach to the surgery. If I'm correct, there's two major types of total hip replacement surgery, and that's anterior hip replacement surgery and posterior hip replacement surgery. And the anterior is what I had done. The anterior is where they go into the front part of the hip, and then the posterior surgeries, they go off more to the side of the hip. I had time to do my research on what was going to go on. So from what I found out on the videos that I watched, the anterior surgery that I did had a little bit less restrictions than the posterior. So it just made it to where there's some things that wasn't as restricted as far as your movement by doing the posterior. But I'm sure everybody's going to have a different outcome from their surgery, so just take time to research before you have your surgery, like I did. There were several medical devices that I had that helped. There were some things in the house that we changed to help with my recovery time. So be sure to check that video out. I'm sure it'll help some people out and give you a little bit more information. And that's just me. It was the stuff that I went through and what helped me. Another thing I recommend is find a doctor that is really comfortable with both types of surgery, both the anterior and posterior surgery. My doctor was quite comfortable with both. He didn't really give me he really didn't give me a lead on which surgery would be better or worse or anything like that. He just kind of let me decide that for myself. So since I had watched some of the videos and did my research, I went for the anterior. From what I've seen, I'm really glad that's the approach I took. But like I said, make sure your doctor's capable of doing both procedures or is comfortable with one or the other. Now, my surgery was done at Citizens Memorial Hospital in Bolivar, Missouri, and my surgeon was Dr. Gray. My experience with Dr. Gray was 100% positive. He was really good bedside manner, really informative, and you could tell he really cared, and he really wanted to help people. That it's a major surgery, and he wanted to make sure people like myself were comfortable with, what was going to be going on. If I can, I think I've got a couple of, I've got a couple of x-rays before and after the surgery. So I'll see if I can splice them in with this video, and that'll give you kind of an idea of what it looks like. So next month, middle of next month, will mark 1 year since I had total hip replacement surgery on my left hip. Everything working just fine. I feel great. Got all kinds of movement with my hip now. I have no problem. And like I said, this is my left hip. I have no problem with, getting around and being able to lift my hips, so I can bend down good, getting around great. Dr. Gray was really good on keeping the length of the two legs good, so I don't have any kind of a limp at all. Let me see, I might be able to give you an idea of that too. Let's go like this. So I don't know if that helped any of you, if you could even tell by me walking in front of the camera that short distance, but everything seemed to be healing really good. And I go back next month to get my 1 year follow-up, and then everything should be final on that. Like I said, I've got total movement in my hip. There's no problem whatsoever with any of that. The only thing they told me, kind of watch, don't be doing no jumping and jumping on and off stuff or anything like that. Don't doing any running. Of course, if something's, if you got to get out of the house, if there's fire, you're going to have to run. So it may come a time you have to run. But the only time I notice anything at all, sometimes when I lift something fairly heavy, I can kind of feel a little bit of pressure in my hip. Once in a while, if I'm stretched out on the love seat and recline back, and then I would happen to stand up, I feel once in a blue moon maybe just a little bit of tension, but other than that, I can't really tell I even had surgery. The incisions healed real good. There's not much to the incision whatsoever. So yeah, I highly recommend taking time to do your research. Take time to go on our channel and find that video of mine on my recovery of the anterior hip replacement surgery. And again, that's my story. I'm sure everybody's going to have a different outcome from it. I didn't have any bad side effects or anything like that. One thing be prepared for is after the surgery for, oh gosh, I think it was a good 4 or 5 days, my hip from my butt all the way down to my ankles was just ballooned out, really super swollen up. So be prepared for that. Don't get all freaked out over that. Other than that, I had trouble, probably the first week I had a hard time putting my own socks on. My wife, Miss Kitty, had to help me with that. She did great. Make sure you got someone at home that can, help you along the way the first couple of weeks for sure. And then after that, I was doing stuff all by myself pretty good. Another thing too, don't forget the therapy. Whatever therapy that you have to go to physically, when you get home, remember that you can do that therapy at home. There's a lot of the therapy that I was showed that I could do at home, so I did my therapy religiously, and I've been told that's a big 100% part of the recovery is making sure that you follow your therapy routine. And I did the therapy not just when I had to go to Colonial Springs here in Buffalo is where I did my therapy. That's part of CMH. And I was doing, in between my therapy, I was doing therapy every day at home. And I think that's why I was up and running back to work within 8 weeks. So, you know, do your therapy, follow your orders that the doctor gives you, and just take time. Don't try to rush into things. Like I said, I was back to work in 8 weeks. When I got to work, my employer was real good not to put me on anything real heavy right off the bat, and we gradually worked up to going right back into the type of work I was doing before surgery. So, like I said, again, I've got plenty of good movement in the leg. I have no pain in the leg. So the fact that I did my therapy like I did, I think that really helped in everything, because you got to really work those muscles, because those muscles take a beating when they do that surgery. Don't worry about the swelling, that's going to go down in time. So, but it's kind of scary when you're, you know, the top part of your leg's this big around, or feels like it's that big around. So be careful after surgery. Make sure you got, you know, somebody with you to help you out with that. And if you're out there getting ready to have surgery, I just want to do this video to say, hey, give it time. You're going to be fine. You're going to be back up and running in no time. And do your research on everything. Do what your doctor tells you. Do what your therapist does and tells you to do, and follow those routines religiously. So I hope this video kind of helps some of you out there that is in the process of going to have surgery, or maybe you just had surgery and you happen to be thumbing through checking stuff on YouTube about surgery and find this video. By all means, subscribe to our channel, Missouri Clark Life. Give us a thumbs up. Comment, by all means. Comment, let me know if this video helped you out at all, you know, so I'd appreciate that. Again, to all of our subscribers that we have already, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel and, you know, keeping us growing, because it can't have a YouTube channel without you subscribers. So I'm Kevin. I hope everyone out there that is looking forward to having to have your surgery, just hang in there. It's going to be okay. Do what you're told, you know, and listen to your doctor. So hope everyone out there that has had surgery, I hope you're doing good, and I hope you recover 100% just like I did. So everyone take care, be strong, and we will talk to you later.